Most people never realize how many businesses start with a single machine. The ones in this video are already making people money, and some of them pay for themselves faster than you'd expect. Rust removal and surface cleaning usually mean grinding, chemicals, and hours of labor, which limits how much work you can take on. That's where the laser cleaning machine turns into a business opportunity, because it removes rust, paint, and residue with precision and speed without damaging the base material. This makes it ideal for workshops, restoration jobs, and even mobile services where clients pay per project. What shocks most people is how clean the results look and how quickly jobs can be completed. Once you realize industries actively pay for this type of cleaning, it stops feeling like a machine and starts feeling like a service you can sell. Wall art and murals often require skilled artists, long timelines, and high labor costs, which makes scaling difficult. The 3D effect wall printing machine changes that by allowing you to print large, high-resolution designs directly onto walls with consistent results. Instead of relying on manual painting, you can take on commercial spaces, cafes, offices, and homes with predictable turnaround times. The surprising part is how detailed and eye-catching the finished walls look, making clients willing to pay premium rates. Once you see how fast installations can be completed, it becomes clear this machine isn't just creative, it's profitable. Personalized products are in constant demand, but traditional engraving setups are bulky and slow to move. The XTOOL F1 laser engraver fits perfectly into small workshops or even portable setups, allowing you to engrave items like metal tags, gifts, signage, and custom accessories on demand. Instead of mass production, this machine shines in custom orders where margins are higher. What surprises most people is how quickly you can go from design to finished product. Once customers see their ideas turned into physical items in minutes, repeat orders start coming naturally. Event businesses rely heavily on customization, but producing novelty items by hand quickly becomes time-consuming. That's where the balloon stuffing machine opens the door to a scalable business, allowing you to create customized balloons filled with gifts, messages, or decorations in a fraction of the time. These are popular for birthdays, promotions, and celebrations, where people are willing to pay for personalization. The shocking part is how low the material cost is compared to what customers are willing to spend. Once orders increase, production speed becomes the biggest advantage. Promotional events and marketing campaigns are always looking for interactive experiences that grab attention. The SAYOK inflatable cash cube does exactly that by turning giveaways into a high-energy attraction. Businesses rent it for events where participants step inside and grab flying cash or coupons, creating excitement in crowds. What most people don't realize is how often companies pay daily rental fees for these experiences. Once you see how easily it draws attention, it becomes less of a novelty and more of a repeat-use income machine. Running a small retail business usually means being present all the time, which limits how much you can scale. That's exactly why a large vending machine becomes more than just a dispenser and starts acting like a 24-hour employee. Once stocked and placed in a high-traffic area, it sells snacks, drinks, or specialty items without supervision. The surprising part is how predictable income can become when foot traffic is steady. Instead of managing daily transactions, your focus shifts to restocking and location strategy. Once you see money coming in while you're not there, traditional retail hours start to feel unnecessary. Coffee businesses often struggle to stand out when they rely on generic roasted beans. The automatic coffee roaster changes that by letting you roast beans in-house, control flavor profiles, and create a signature product. Instead of buying pre-roasted coffee, you can experiment with blends and sell freshly roasted beans at a premium. What shocks most people is how much customers value freshness and uniqueness. Once you control roasting, branding becomes easier, margins improve, and your coffee stops competing on price alone. Food preservation is a major challenge for small producers, especially when packaging affects shelf life and appearance. The automatic can sealer solves that by allowing you to seal soups, sauces, beverages, or specialty foods professionally. Instead of relying on temporary containers, you create products that look retail-ready. The surprising part is how much trust proper packaging builds with customers. Once products look shelf-stable and professional, selling through markets or online becomes far more realistic. Drinks businesses grow fast, but bottlenecks usually appear at the ceiling stage. That's where the WANTJOIN cup sealing machine makes a noticeable difference, especially for bubble tea, juice bars, and dessert shops. It seals cups quickly and consistently, reducing spills and speeding up service during rush hours. What shocks many owners is how much faster orders move once sealing is automated. When lines move quicker, customer satisfaction improves and daily sales quietly increase. Craft brewing sounds complex and expensive, which scares most beginners away. The PICOBREW ZYMATIC lowers that barrier by automating much of the brewing process, allowing small-scale beer production with consistency. Instead of managing complex equipment manually, recipes are programmed and repeated with reliable results. The surprising part is how controlled the process feels, even for first-time brewers. Once people taste a consistent product, small batch brewing, most people think CNC, work requires a full workshop and years of experience, which is exactly why they overlook opportunities like the FOXALIEN MASUTER Pro. This machine allows small businesses to cut, carve, and engrave wood, acrylic, and soft metals with precision, making it ideal for signage, custom decor, and product parts. Instead of outsourcing production, you bring everything in-house and control turnaround time. What shocks many beginners is how quickly they go from basic designs to sellable products. Once customers see clean, repeatable results, custom CNC work stops feeling niche and starts feeling like steady income. The idea of manufacturing often sounds expensive and complex until you see what a 3D printer can actually do in a small business setting. It allows you to create custom parts, prototypes, tools, and even finished products on demand. Instead of holding inventory, you produce items only when orders come in, which reduces risk significantly. What surprises most people is how many everyday problems can be solved with simple printed solutions. Once clients realize you can design and print exactly what they need, repeat orders start coming naturally. Custom merchandise sells best when designs are vibrant and unique, and that's where a sublimation printer becomes a powerful income tool. This machine transfers full-color designs onto items like mugs, phone cases, and apparel with permanent results. Unlike vinyl or stickers, the designs don't peel or fade, which makes customers trust the quality. The shocking part is how professional the finished products look, even at small scale. Once you start offering personalized items, profit margins grow faster than expected. Apparel businesses often struggle with consistency and durability, which is exactly what a t-shirt heat press machine solves. It applies even heat and pressure to lock designs onto fabric, making custom shirts, hoodies, and tote bags ready for resale. Instead of relying on third parties, you produce items on demand and fulfill orders faster. What surprises many people is how quickly production scales once the process is streamlined. After that, custom clothing stops being a side hustle and starts feeling like a real operation. Branding is often what separates small businesses from professional ones, and the digital embossing machine gives that edge by adding raised textures to paper, packaging, and promotional materials. Business cards, invitations, and product packaging instantly feel more premium. The surprising part is how small details dramatically increase perceived value. Once customers associate your products with quality presentation, higher pricing becomes much easier to justify. Many small businesses want to offer custom decals, signs, and labels, but get stuck outsourcing everything. That's where the VEVOR vinyl cutter opens the door to in-house production, allowing you to cut precise designs for stickers, window graphics, and branding materials. Instead of waiting days for suppliers, you produce on demand and keep margins higher. What shocks most beginners is how quickly simple vinyl jobs turn into repeat orders. Once local businesses see fast turnaround, this machine stops being a tool and starts becoming a steady income source. Hand-cutting shapes for crafts or packaging wastes time and limits consistency, which is exactly the problem the electric die cutter solves. It automates cutting for paper, cardstock, fabric, and thin materials with clean, repeatable results. This makes it ideal for packaging inserts, invitations, and product components. The surprising part is how much faster production becomes once cutting is no longer manual. When speed improves, taking larger orders suddenly feels possible instead of overwhelming. Heat transfer projects often fail when pressure or temperature isn't consistent, and that's where the Cricut EASYPRESS 3 changes expectations. It delivers even heat across designs, making it easier to apply vinyl or transfers to apparel and accessories. Instead of worrying about peeling or uneven results, you get reliable finishes customers trust. What shocks many sellers is how professional the final products look with minimal setup. Once quality becomes consistent, selling custom apparel feels far more scalable. Starting a custom craft business can feel intimidating, especially when equipment looks complex. The Cricut Joy removes that barrier by offering a compact, easy-to-use cutting solution for labels, decals, and small projects. It's perfect for home-based businesses that want to test ideas without heavy investment. What surprises most people is how often small, personalized items outsell larger products. Once demand grows, this simple machine often becomes the foundation of a much bigger operation. Rugs and wall decor usually require expensive equipment or outsourcing, which limits creativity. The Tufting gun changes that by allowing you to create custom rugs and textured art from scratch. Instead of mass-produced designs, you offer handmade pieces with unique patterns. What shocks most beginners is how quickly custom rugs gain attention online. Once people see one-of-a-kind designs, pricing becomes less about cost and more about creativity. Small businesses often struggle to create branded merchandise without relying on outside suppliers, which eats into profit and slows everything down. That's where the badge maker machine becomes a simple but powerful income tool, allowing you to produce custom buttons for events, schools, promotions, and local businesses. Instead of ordering in bulk, you make badges on demand with minimal material cost. What surprises most people is how popular small items like badges remain for marketing and fundraising. Once orders start coming in, this machine quickly proves how small products can generate consistent revenue. Extracting oil manually or outsourcing production limits both quality and control, especially for businesses focused on natural or specialty products. The oil press machine changes that by allowing you to produce fresh oils from seeds and nuts directly in-house. This opens opportunities for selling cooking oils, cosmetic ingredients, or health products with full transparency. What shocks many beginners is how much customers value freshly pressed, small batch oils. Once you control production, pricing becomes about quality rather than competition. Food businesses often lose profit when products don't stay fresh long enough. The VEVOR chamber vacuum sealer solves that by sealing food professionally, extending shelf life while maintaining quality. Instead of basic vacuum sealers, this chamber-style system handles liquids and delicate foods with ease. The surprising part is how much more confident products feel once packaging looks commercial grade. When customers trust packaging, selling through markets, subscriptions, or online platforms becomes far easier. Snack brands grow fast, but coating products evenly by hand quickly becomes a bottleneck. That's where the AIEVE snack coater shines, allowing you to coat nuts, popcorn, and snacks consistently with flavors or seasonings. Instead of uneven batches, every product looks and tastes uniform. What shocks most sellers is how presentation affects repeat purchases. Once snacks look professionally finished, customers are far more likely to reorder. Eyewear businesses rely heavily on precision, and outsourcing lens finishing adds cost and delays. The Lens Edge Polisher brings that process in-house, allowing you to polish and finish lenses with accuracy. This reduces turnaround time and increases control over quality. What surprises many shop owners is how much smoother operations become once lens work is internal. When speed and precision improve, customer satisfaction follows naturally. Concrete decor has exploded in demand, but making uniform, sellable pieces by hand is harder than it looks. That's where the concrete cement mold turns a messy process into a repeatable business opportunity. Instead of guessing shapes and sizes, you pour concrete into molds that produce consistent planters, tiles, or decor items every time. What surprises most people is how premium concrete products look once they're finished and sealed. Small cafes, homes, and outdoor spaces actively buy these items. Once you realize how low material costs are compared to selling prices, concrete stops feeling industrial and starts feeling profitable. Handmade soap is one of those products people love to buy, but beginners often struggle with consistency and presentation. The soap-making kit removes that barrier by giving you everything needed to produce uniform, attractive soaps without advanced knowledge. Instead of experimenting blindly, you create repeatable batches that smell good, look clean, and feel professional. What shocks many new sellers is how strong demand is for natural and handmade soaps. Once customers trust your quality, repeat orders come faster than expected. Candles are everywhere, but truly unique ones stand out instantly, which is why the candle-making kit works so well for small businesses. It allows you to experiment with scents, colors, and containers while maintaining consistent burn quality. Instead of reselling generic candles, you create branded products with personality. The surprising part is how emotional candle purchases are. People buy them as gifts, decor, and mood pieces. Once customers connect with your brand, candles turn into a reliable source of recurring income. Visual marketing is often overlooked by small businesses, even though it directly affects sales. The dynamic Lightbox changes that by letting you display eye-catching messages, menus, or promotions with illuminated visuals. Whether it's used in a storefront, event booth, or pop-up shop, it instantly draws attention. What shocks most owners is how much longer people stop and look when lighting is involved. Once you see engagement increase, static signs start to feel invisible. Most people wait years to start a business, not realizing it can begin with a single machine. Every tool you saw today is already helping someone turn ideas into income. If any of these sparked an idea for you, the links are in the description below. And if you want more machines that actually make money, you'll want to see what's coming next.